This is Alex Phillips from London originally. Now I live in Gloucestershire. And I've had a few people say to me that, oh, you're really interesting, you should write a book. I don't always think I'm interesting, but people think I am. So I thought, I don't have time to be trying to write a book. I probably haven't got the intelligence to write a book. So I just thought, since I'm doing these YouTube videos, oh, I'm shaking. It's not me, it's the camera. It's windy. I just wanted to share with you a bit of my life, really. I'm going to have to stop this camera shaking, aren't I? Hang on. And the beeping is my washing machine. Not off to a good start. Let's try that. So I wanted to share with you a bit of my upbringing and a bit of my life, I suppose. All sort of things that make me who I am. I didn't know where to start, really. I thought I'd put on the title, I never went to school, to sort of get you interested. Because a lot of people seem to be interested when I say that to them, especially at work. And they say, what school did you go to, or what college did you go to? None, basically. None. I was home taught by my parents and by my nan. I used to go to my nan's instead of sort of going to school. So mum would take me to my nan's. My nan would look after me and teach me stuff. And then when mum finished work, she'd come and pick me up and I'd go home and normally play with model cars and things. So a lot of people think that's a bit strange, really, because there is homeschooling about. It's not unheard of, homeschooling. But I think my homeschooling was a lot different to what people expect, because I think official homeschooling, you have to have sort of set courses or things. I'm not sure. You sort of have to prove that it's been done to the authorities or something. But I was never registered with an educational authority, so they basically didn't know I existed. Mum's probably watching this. Hello, Mum. And Mum probably knows more than me, because I hear it over the years and it sort of sits in my brain, but I probably don't really know the ins and outs. So from what I've heard, if I'm right, Mum didn't want to send me to the schools near where we lived because they seemed a bit rough, I think. And Mum and Dad were both bullied at school. Sorry to reveal that to the public. They were both bullied at school, as I'm sure a lot of children are, for whatever reasons. And she was probably just a bit worried that I was going to get bullied. I mean, we lived in Brixton in London. It's the time of the riots, and things have just sort of been over. I think they're over in the 80s. So it was a bit sort of a rough area, really. We didn't sort of go out much in the area. So my mum said to my nan, could you look after her until I find a decent school or a suitable school? But, sort of 14, 15 years later, I'm still at nan's. Much to my nan's, what's the word? Disagreement? No, it's not disagreement, but she sort of makes it out like it was more of an effort than she originally thought it was going to be. I think she thought it was going to be a couple of years of looking after me, not 15. So mum used to buy me, Learning is Fun magazines once I could read, and I'd sort of learn stuff out of that. And Nan used to get exercise books and set me little tasks, how to do the alphabet and counting and basic maths. She tried the times tables, but I just could not get them into my head really, unless it was something easy like 5 times or 10 times or something. Spelling was a big factor. My Nan insisted on getting me to spell properly. I think I can spell properly. She taught me to do joined up writing, which was amusing because it wasn't until I was about 16 and I had to apply for a job, and I wrote out the application form and I just showed it to my dad. I said, "What do you think, Dad? Is that all right?" And he went, "What's this rubbish?" I went, "What do you mean?" And he said, "This joined up rubbish, I can't read that. Can't you write normally?" I was like, "But that's how I was taught to write." And he said, no, do it again, but don't do it joined up. Nobody does joined up writing. Okay. And from that day on, I never joined up my writing ever again. I'm sure I remember how to do it, but it probably looks like a kid's done it. So I'm sort of swaying off the track a bit here, not really on a straight track of what I'm getting to. I'm just telling you bits and pieces of my education, really. So every day's a learning curve anyway, as an adult. But yeah, my mum said, I don't want her to learn any sort of rubbish. Just teach her what she needs to know to get by in life. So reading, writing, things like that. My mum wasn't too fussed about me knowing about kings and queens and too much history. I picked up history here and there, but my mum wasn't too bothered about filling my head with stuff that wouldn't really help me in life. So, it wasn't until I was about 19, 20 that I happened to go into a museum, and I then found out about sort of, the Holocaust and things. And it was really upsetting. And Mum said, "Well, yeah, I didn't want you to know about any of that when you were younger." She said, "It's up to you as you get older to open books and look into those things and learn it at a later age, if you want to, because you don't necessarily have to." I obviously knew that there was, world wars and Hitler and things like that, but I wasn't told the true brutality of things, which was nice, really. So I guess I was kind of sweet and innocent as a little girl. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of give you a basic sort of understanding of me not going to school. But I think what I'll do is a couple of recordings, and I want to sort of start at the beginning and try and remember my earliest memory and sort of go on through the years, through my life, from what I can remember, just so you know what made me. Yeah, and I think it should be interesting. I think it'd be interesting for myself as well to sort of have these memories logged, because I don't have diaries or anything like that. I just meet people and they ask me questions and I answer them, and people are normally interested. I apologise if you found this as boring as shit, but hopefully you'll get some enjoyment from listening to me blabber on. Anyway, I'm going to go now because I'm off work with a bad finger. Oh, I'm not swearing. I'm off work with a bad finger. So I'm just trying not to do anything really. I'm going to go make a cup of tea and probably get the ice pack out the freezer because it's still a bit sore. Right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll probably do some more of these if they interest you. Bye-bye.